Today's project is to rip off the roof on this old building. Curl up. Concrete truck dumps into the pump truck. It snowed. Today we got all the insulation in along the wall. We got this wall cut down and we started framing. We've got a header here over this doorway. And basically we're tying into the trusses, and then we're going to have the same thing going across that entryway. Got the new panel for the electrical installed. all the outlets along the back wall are installed. The wiring for this lift is in, and then we're going to have 2 outlets there. Same on this lift. Wiring is in. Still got to run the conduit that's going to go up into the ceiling. 2 outlets there. Over here, we have basically 2 outlets between most of the doors. So over there's an outlet up top. Up top, this section does not have one, it's just down below. And then on that far end up there, there's one up top and down below. And the reason for that is, so as you can see here, we only have 1 garage door right now. So the plan is this middle door has an opener, and the upper outlet is specifically for the openers. So there's going to be an opener at some point going in over there. And then for this first door, the opener is going to go on that far side. The lower outlets here, one there, basically 1 at this level all the way across, are for whatever. You know, being able to plug an extension cord in, or an angle grinder, or whatever. This is all the insulation for the ceiling. Over on this other side, got the insulation in. We've got an outlet going in there, 1 on each of these these windows. And in here, we've got an outlet by the back door. Another outlet here. And then a couple of the lights are installed as temporaries for now. Absolutely excited about the progress. This is a totally different building than it was when we started. And it's one of those things that it started off as just ripping the roof off to replace it, and it turned into pretty much an entirely different building. I hope you guys have been enjoying. All right, check it out. We got all the walls covered in 3/4 inch plywood. Got all the outlets cut out. Had a little bobo, but got that fixed. Got this wall finished. Got that wall all sheeted as well. Got the incoming electric conduit set up. Got that wall all sheeted there. And up there we've got a little spot for gremlins to hang out, you know, or something. Next up is drywall, insulation, and a bunch of finish work. Running the rest of the electrical, getting it all in the panel, getting all the circuits wired up and ready to rock and roll. All right, check it out. Getting drywall up on the ceiling. Got the vapor barrier installed, which is just plastic sheeting. Essentially that keeps water from coming through and ruining the drywall, avoids the condensation and whatnot. So we went with drywall in the ceiling because it was the cheapest option, and I do not believe we're going to mud or tape it. We'll be installing lights right onto it, and I don't even know if it's going to get paint or not, but maybe at some point. But for now, it's just to get a ceiling up so we can keep heat in and make it look a little nicer. So That is what they're working on. Here's what I worked on today. I got most of the wires terminated here in the panel. And as you can see, we've got lift A, B, and C, the compressor. We're gonna have a heater, a welder outlet, and then a bunch of outlets, lighting, etc. So there's a few more circuits going down here for a few more things, but all in all, looking pretty good. So yeah. And then over here we tore this wall out by this compressor, and we're gonna rebuild this right there. Okay, so the lighting for the shop when you come in has always been kind of weird. There's always been a light switch like kind of over there for this middle area, and there used to be a light switch over there somewhere for the bays. And so instead of all that, I'm gonna install light switches right here, right next to the man door. And we're gonna go ahead and keep with the standard of 66-inch height for all the electrical, so that we don't have any issues with that in the future. Alright, got the hole cut. This is called an old work box. And so you essentially cut an opening where it will fit, and you don't have to be next to a stud or anything. You basically have these little tabs that when you use this screw here, those tabs fold out and grab tightly against the back of the wall, whether it be drywall, paneling, plywood, you name it. And so these are good in instances where you're remodeling something and you need to be able to get an outlet or a switch box or something, and you don't want to tear the whole wall out. And so in this case, we're using this old work box. It'll slip in here. It's got a tab that flips up on the top, and a tab that flips up or flips down on the bottom, just like that. And then it holds tight, and you can mount stuff pretty much anywhere, really. So that's the plan here. Now I'm going to drop the wires down through so we can get them fed in before I put the box in. This is the power supply for the main lights in this room. And so this is what we're calling the South Bay. So this is South Bay light power supply. So this will run directly to the switch, and then the switch will break the supply so that you can switch it off. And then there'll be another wire that runs from that switch to the lights in the bay. What's up?
Hello. I'll come bring you more sources of heat.
I actually turned them off.
That's fine.
I just didn't. I'm fine. I didn't want to waste it. So we are in the process of painting, got most of the lights up, and God said, let there be light, and there wasn't. Yeah, well it didn't work. And God said, well here, I got it. Huh? No, it's just I flipped the switch. And God said, let there be light. And there was. So yeah, that's awesome. Got a few more lights. One there, one there, one there, one in the corner to hook up. It's a bit brighter in here. So we got a whole crew of painting. We're finishing drywall up here. It has come a long way. see if you can lift a car. And the whole reason we did this was being able to get a car off the ground.
Alright, I'm good back here.
Are you good? Good?
I'm good there. The back ones are good.
How's the front one look? Alright. Are we close there?
That's it. Top down.
Sweet. Even somebody tall can get under here.
Even the short lift.
Wow, I'm not even hitting my head. How cool is that? Hell yeah. I can't see that on YouTube. That's awesome. Yeah, look at that. All this extra room for activities.
Yes.
It is really coming along in here. Check it out. Wow, you can hear an echo in here and everything. But we got all the lights installed. Obviously, we got the lifts all wired up, got the Jeep up. And so you didn't used to be able to walk underneath a car. And so when you got a car up on the lift, you'd be sitting in a chair down here, like kind of working. And, you know, that was the main reason that this whole project started, was to replace the roof. That and the roof leaked. And so with these vaulted trusses, basically it gives it so much more height, allowing a full-size car to get up on a lift high enough that somebody can get underneath it, stand underneath it, and work. And so in all the years that they've owned this building, they've never been able to get this lift this high. And so it's absolutely awesome and exciting to see. We did just a quick paint job on everything just to get the plywood color to look a little bit more like it matches. There's still quite a bit of finish work left to do. The wiring is completely done. And so everything is all wired into the panel, its circuits, all the outlets are new, everything is new, wiring. You know, so we've got 3 circuits of outlets along the back wall here. Each lift has a set of outlets on it. There are 2 outlets here on that wall there. And then along the garage doors, there's a lower outlet, and really that's one to be used for, you know, whatever, plugging something in. The upper one is for garage doors. And so this little build out section here is for a garage door opener that will come in the future. Right now, just to keep costs down, we put 1 garage door opener here on the middle bay. It's the most used bay, and so that's where it went. And so that outlet is specifically for the garage door opener. And same over here, 1 more there, and then 1 down below. And actually on the outside of this, there's an outlet in the front. It's just given a ton of different places to be able to plug a tool in and use it, you know, because you never know in a shop where you're going to need to be able to plug something in and charge a battery or run a drill or who knows. So, humongous change. We cleaned up the room just to be able to kind of let the mechanic move back in. He's going to be moving back in tomorrow so that he can start actually working out of the shop, because we have power, we've got heat, we've got the lifts working, we've got outlets ready to rock and roll. The outside is still not finished. The roof is complete. we installed under soffit lights. We centered them above each of the doors, one centered above the man door and one centered above the fourth door. This little awning is going to go above the front door. We're going to be replacing this door, and so we need to get the actual door frame for it. We have the door, and so that's why that is not finished. But we'll be steel siding the front in a two-tone color. It's going to have the same roof color for the bottom 36 inches and then a whitish or off-white above that. So that will absolutely look awesome. And yeah, there's going to be a gutter going on the front and the back. And then at some point we're going to have to get to the parking lot here. It's kind of gotten torn up, so we're going to bring in some gravel and kind of get some of this dirt scooped off. But we'll wrap these pillars with aluminum, white aluminum, just to kind of dress it up, make it look nice. We'll install the seals around the garage doors coming up, but all in all, this is looking absolutely awesome. So here in the middle, it's basically the same. It's not a lot different. We did add both light switches here. Here, this first one is for this center section. And then the second one is for the garage bays. And so those are all LEDs, commercial LED lights, and there's 12 of them. There's 4 along the back wall here, 4 along that there, and 4 along the back. We framed the bathroom out a little different along this wall. And so this is going to get some drywall in here, up there, up top, and kind of along the back. So that'll be nice. And then right here, this set of doors, this is new. We basically found some old doors and custom fit them to be a double door setup like that. And then the compressor room is framed differently. You used to be able to see it right through here. So we framed that up, moved the compressor closer to the wall, did a little bit of different wiring. The air lines will run out of here to wherever we're taking them. That's not done, so that'll get done at some point. But it kind of keeps it contained. We're going to insulate the room, and then it's got a door, and that will also cut down largely on sound too. When the shop is using the air, you're not going to get massive, a lot of noise coming from the compressor. So this is the old back door that we reused and put here. This is all framed up new. As you can see, this is kind of what it looks like in this room. Right now it's just a storage of all the ladders and all the extra tools, scaffolding, the aluminum brake, miter saw, etc. But in here we are going to insulate the ceiling with this insulation here. And so we'll have the insulation going along the top. And for now, we're not going to concern ourselves with finishing this room to look as nice as the other one, because it really doesn't matter. It's not the same as, that's the shop, and it's kind of storage. Now granted, it is another bay now that's easier to use because we did use one of the old doors here, but on this side is, less important than the 3 bays that we have over there. And so all the wiring is run up into the joists and then all tucked in and properly secured. So, all right, so the siding is finally going on. We're putting the steel on the front of the building. It's gonna be a huge change today. It's gonna look so much nicer. So we're doing a 2-tone. This color here is the roofing color, so we're gonna bring that up 3 feet, and then the rest is gonna be white. So kind of like a chair rail deal. So we've got the trim edges, the J-channel on there for all the lower sides, and we'll get the rest of it up as we work our way up. How many men does it take to... Beautiful.
I
There we go.
Do the honors.
Let me do the screwing, huh?
First piece. Ready to rock.
What'd that bucket do to you?
Got in my way.
Kicking buckets like that?
That.
Hang on that.
Yeah. I'm not. You tell me when.
Hand me that square, please.
Beautiful. Almost like we know what we're doing. So these boards give us something to screw the siding to without having to do tap cons through the siding. So we'll screw to this since all we have is masonry here. The wood frame starts here, but it ends there, and that's just block. We had to do that on both sides. All right, check out the progress. So here's where we're at. Got the front siding all the way on up until right down there. They're putting the last piece and a half on. And man, that two-tone looks awesome. You can't really tell, but the siding color there and the roof are the same, and then the white over the top is slightly different. There is an awning that's going to go over the man door there that will also match that color. Big difference. Wow. Check out how awesome it looks at night. Beautiful. What a difference. Pretty massive. Lots and lots of work, lots and lots of time, lots of people helping out. And man, it was worth all of it. Hope you guys have been enjoying the project, and I will catch you on the next one.